Of course, basic concept. You know I'm going to go this way. Everyone's going to say it. What is the best way to repair a stock that's moving against you? What is the best way to not be in a position where you're down 15, 17, 18%? And of course, that's using a different approach. Instead of just buying stocks, speculating on the winners, doing a covered call where you have a capped gain, but you still have 97, 98% of the loss you would have on the stock in a covered call position. Selling cash secured naked puts, which can be profitable in the right market conditions. But how about guaranteeing beyond stop orders, which were assumed insurance, guaranteeing that you can't lose more than 5 or 6% on any given position? Long-term insurance that's guaranteed. Well, that's our married put approach as discussed in our full course, The Blueprint. And you can check it out. Go to the married put tab on power options. You can get some basic free information. Of course, you can take a look at Ernie's 4-part discussion, covered call challenge, limited risk solution, married puts and collars, and finding married puts, and our full 9-page white paper, The Sketch, learning how to bulletproof your stock positions. I have 2 positions that are bulletproof right now in the Fusion portfolio at radioactivetrading.com. Ernie and I post our married put trades there for our Fusion members and Blueprint owners that subscribe to Fusion. Bulletproof means I have no risk to the downside using the different income methods. Selling calls is one of them, but using the put as a second working asset, that now I'm in a position where I have no loss on the trade, guaranteed profit of 6 or 7%, still have unlimited upside opportunity, and still the ability to do other income methods and adjustments as well. That's our preferred married put approach. Again, you can see more about that there with the free articles Ernie wrote, plus the full 9-page white paper, The Sketch. You can also check that out at radioactivetrading.com. Just put in your name and email address and click Get the Sketch, and we'll send you that via email. But the full course, of course, is The Blueprint. It talks about the proper structure of limiting risk, what puts we look for, the importance of controlling risk more than anything, but how to use the 12 to 13 different income methods, when to use them, when not to use them, how to manage them inside this structure of this protected position that's long-term as well. So instead of saying, hey, I'm getting this position again where we had a bad March to April, I've got stocks that are down in price, how can I manage them? You know, do I need to do a stock repair, Mike? Do I need to do something else? Do I need to average down? Remember, one of the best ways is to not get in that position in the first place and control risk to 5 or 6%. And Guillermo says, I had it, but I got impatient with BABA since it was moving up, I believe. So when it went down, decided to sell the protective put. Good, because you probably got a good profit on it, and you want to tabulate that too, Guillermo, into your cost base, which I think you might have already done. You saw the China negotiations were positive as well, and then BABA was voting to break the upside. Obviously, it didn't happen, and here we are. Okay, and that's understandable. You see the positive news. Why do I want to keep this insurance here? It's costing me money, but remember, as discussed in the Blueprint, and as discussed even in recent, I'm sorry to go back to our YouTube channel, toot my own horn, we had some recent discussions that, hey, okay, I'm paying for insurance, and the stock's moving up, so I'm losing money on this insurance. Your put is not a wasting asset. You can still use that put and manipulate it. Ernie came to me, you guys would laugh at this. Guillermo, you'll laugh at this. And Kip, if you're online, I haven't seen the attendee list, but Kip, if you're online, you'll probably laugh at this. Ernie sent me an email today. He says, hey, or it was 2 days ago. It was Wednesday or Thursday. I apologize. He sent me a Teams message that says, hey, I just did an income method number 4. And, I had a put, the stock moved up, my put's losing money, but I rolled it up. And then it dawned on me that I paid $2.60 to roll up 5 points. I was protected at 80. I moved up to the 85 and only paid $2.60. Where else in the market can you pay $2.60 into a position, options, futures, or anything, and be guaranteed to get $5 higher back on the trade? And I kind of chuckled and I said, yeah, that's great, Ernie, because we discussed that a month ago when we discussed married put and income method number 4 in one of our videos. There was a closer one here, discussion on income methods. I'm looking for income method number 4, but it was these two, the pros and cons of income method number 4 the married put and income method number 4, where we talk about rolling the put up. And then we just had some recent ones here. And there was another one that we had back in March, I think, of last year. I'm not seeing it on this list. It was 1 year ago. Maybe it's delving into income. Yeah, manipulating the second asset. And it was funny because I in one of those discussions, I directly said, hey, we talked about an income method number 4 for a customer, rolling up the put to lock in a higher guaranteed exit, but only paying about 50% of the cost to do that. And as I started talking, I was, wait a minute, that's it. That's all I have to explain it. You put 260 extra into your position to guarantee 5 points back. Where else can you get that guarantee? And then it was an aha moment for about 5 or 6 people that were trading it. Now, Kip just chuckles and he says, so Ernie is still learning married puts? No, he gets it. But what he also doesn't fail to see is that he's been trading for so long in options since the 80s, and he rolls up his calls the same way. When he buys calls, Kip, he does that. He rolls up the calls. He says, yeah, I'm pocketing 250 and going to a higher strike, but still having the potential upside. He sees that and is there. But then it's always, having a conversation with someone who hasn't been trading since 1978, when he shows them something on a coaching session, it dawns on him, he's like, hey, this is a really great way to explain it. Mike, why don't you, can you put something out that explains it? I'm like, yeah, Ernie, I've got 4 of them. So it's not that he's learning married puts. He's learning. We're both Ernie, as you can tell, Kip, and you've been with me in webinars for 4 or 5 years now. At times I have to step back and say, yeah, no, you do this and you do that, and it's obvious. No, it's not always obvious. You got to step back. And then you see that aha moment to yourself in one of your own positions. Like, yes, this is how I have to explain it to someone who's just learning it, to realize that you just put 260 additional capital into a long-term growth trade and you guaranteed yourself a 5-point higher payout. That's you can't find that anywhere in the market. You can't find any strategy that you can almost guarantee that 100% increase from where you were. Putting in 260 to get guaranteed back $5 from where you were previously on the trade. Yes, you added to the cost basis, but you guaranteed a higher exit point. You can't find that anywhere in futures, in options, in ratio spreads, structured ratio spreads, butterflies, things of that nature. It's the power of the married put position. So he's learned it up and down, Kip. Don't worry about that. It's just finding that new way to describe it. Well, I'll say it, Kip, honestly, as a sales point. Hey, this is what it can do for you. You can take your risk from 5% to 2% to no risk in a bulletproof trade in just 3 moves if the stock moves. And yes, you put more money into the trade, but each time you put money in the trade, you guaranteed that you were going to get back double of what you put back in. And you can't find that anywhere else. Yeah. And Kip says it does sound incredible to someone who is not familiar with married puts. Absolutely. But we have the discussions for you. You can check them out. Search for income method number 4, pros and cons of income method number 4. This one from a month ago goes through it as well. The one that I really wanted to see, I'm going to keep scrolling down, folks. I apologize. That's the income method number 6 we just did. I'll find it, but there was another one that really delved into it, and I think it's because, let me try this. Let me use the hashtag there. Let's see if we can find that. Maybe that's the one I'm thinking of. Pros and cons, married puts. Yes, this one, delving into income method number 4, manipulating the second asset. I think this is the discussion I was referring to, but these other 2 are good too. Shorter term ones, this 15-minute one, pros and cons of income method number 4, that one's great. And this one was really good as well.